how I lost around 22 kilos in 4 months. Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, kindly subscribe. If you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. Now, today I want to start a journey that I have never ever thought that I would share it publicly. And this journey is my weight loss journey. So I want to share with you about how I lost around 22 kilos in 4 months. I'm 54 years old, and 4 months ago I was 109 point something, actually close to 110 kilos, and I would say proudly that by now I have managed to lose 22 kilos. Kudos to me. You are wondering how this happened, and I'm here to tell you how it all started. Actually, it's a long story, but I'll try to keep it short. So, around like 5 months ago, I was walking in the streets, and as I was walking, suddenly I felt sharp pain here in the middle here, at the middle here, right in front here. There was such an intense sharp pain, and I staggered and felt like I would fall down. Actually, that was like fainting. Lucky enough, I was walking with someone and I held the hand of that person, and so I couldn't fall down. For a few minutes, the person led me to sit down, and I rested for around like 5 to 10 minutes, and I was given water. And this sent me confused because I was wondering, what was that? When I went back home, I was like, why did that pain come just suddenly, and why was I falling down? So I took that serious, but I didn't like go to hospital immediately. And what happened is that thereafter, what followed was episodes of me having pain in the chest, and also sometimes I was feeling like noises in my ears. I didn't know what was happening to me, because there was the pain in the chest, there was the ear thing happening, there was a headache, there was still staggering. Actually, I started staggering. I couldn't walk like straight. While walking, I felt like I was leaning on one side, or sometimes the right side, sometimes the left side. Sometimes I was just having those episodes of feeling like I would faint. So that made me feel so confused, and I thought maybe, I don't know if I'm dying or what is happening. So I had to rush to hospital because I needed some checkups to be done. So when I visited the hospital, actually I didn't know which doctor to consult. So the receptionist advised me to see a neurologist, just because of those episodes of feeling like I would faint. Now, the neurologist did perform some test or examination on me, like putting me on a straight line, like I was supposed to walk straight on a straight line, but I couldn't. Actually, I couldn't walk straight. I was staggering. At one point, she was like directing me to not to face, but to move in on one side or the other side, but still I couldn't. So she told me there was a problem, but she couldn't identify what it was, but rather she was to perform more tests. I remember she took kind of a small hammer and was hitting on my bone. She told me that she was checking if I had, arthritis. But again, she said not that. She said not that. So what she advised to be done was brain MRI. because she told me, let's check if maybe you have a tumor or something like that. So she told me that they're going to do a brain MRI. Yeah, brain MRI, yeah. Now, as I waited for the brain MRI test to come out, because it took some days, again, I had an episode of shortness of breath. I was at work and I felt like I couldn't breathe. At around midday, I felt like I couldn't breathe. I felt like I was struggling. Breathing, I was struggling actually. So when I went to hospital, this time they ran some tests on me, and I remember there was echo. No, before echo there was ECG and then echo, and by that time they had put me on oxygen because of the shortness of breath, and immediately I was rushed to the cardiologist department. So there the cardiologist did so many tests on me, and one thing that he discovered is that I had a bleeding heart condition whereby blood is, you know the way the blood is pumped, I don't know very, very well, but what I know is that some blood, instead of going out of the chamber, was coming back. So they called it bleeding heart. It has another name, scientific name, which I cannot remember. Eventually, so many tests were run on my body because I had to visit, if I may count, there was the neurologist, then there was the cardiologist, then there was the ENT doctor to check my ears, then there was, let me remember, there was the optician for the eyes, and there are so many tests that were done. Finally, the findings, they discovered that apart from that heart condition, I was also pre-diabetic. Yes, I was pre-diabetic. My cholesterol was also high. Pressure was fine. And with that, the cardiologist spoke with me, and one thing that he really told me that I had to do was to lose weight. And that was my now turning point. That was my turning point, because he told me there was no way that all those conditions could be reversed while I was having the current body weight. Yeah. Talking about the weight loss, had I done something about it? I can say yes and no. Actually, for more than 2 decades, I was doing various things to see if my weight can go down. First, I was going to gym. I can say I was going to gym, but I was not regular. Like I was starting maybe 2-3 months, I stop, 2-3 months, I stop. And one thing I can say about the gym, it didn't work for me. And I know very well why it didn't work for me is simply because the moment I stop, whatever weight I had, it would double again once I stop. So I can say it was not doing well for me, because sometimes it was an issue of the time, not being consistent and the like. So I had tried gym. I had also tried dieting. My ears were alert. If I hear about this diet, start at this time, stop this time, or do this, do that, I had tried. I had also started fasting. And actually, I had read and listened to all kind of fasting, and I had tried so many of them. One thing I can say about fasting, it was one of the most difficult things that I could do. I think maybe because of my weight. So anytime I would fast, I would really feel hungry. That hunger that you feel like you will fall down. So fasting was quite very difficult for me. It was difficult for me. But I can say that I had tried. I had tried cutting my weight, but it didn't work. At one point, I gave in, and I decided to accept myself the way I am. And how can I say that I gave in? I can say clearly that I started going to buy just the big clothes and fitting in, and I stopped looking at myself in the mirror. I can't even give you one picture of me then when I was 109 kilos, because I used to do only the selfies but not the full body, because much as I didn't like what I saw in me, but I had just shut my mind, like I don't want even to look at myself. So I gave in and I accepted myself the way I am, and that's how I stopped the weight loss journey. And I can say that it kept on adding on and on and on until I found myself at 109. Seriously, I don't know if I had gone beyond 109, because I was not even checking my weight. scale was not my friend. So it is only this time that I had gone to hospital that I learned I was 109 point something, actually, not flat. So I can't say that I had not tried this journey of weight loss. But this time round, after this episode of my health, I took a turning point and did something different that I was advised by the doctor, and that is what helped me lose the 22 plus kilos that I'm talking about, and which I'm so proud about, actually. Why am I sharing this to you? I'm sharing this to you because I know there is someone who is in my condition. There is someone maybe who is close to what I am today. And maybe there is someone who this information will help so that they can be able to walk this weight loss journey with me. I'm sure I'll help someone somewhere. I want to share with you how I lost the 22 kilos and how I'm planning to lose on maybe more like 10 kilos or maybe 15 kilos. And I want us to walk this journey together. So on the next episode, I'm going to give you what I did and how I started this, because it didn't just come abruptly. So I'll keep on telling you day by day or episode by episode how I lost the 22 kilos, and you will learn what I'm doing, what I'm eating, how I'm doing the exercise. Not really, I'm not going to the gym, but what kind of exercises I'm doing. And I think you will learn more on the next episode. So make sure you don't miss the next episode. If you have not subscribed, kindly subscribe, like the video, share, comment, and looking forward to see you for the next episode. Bye-bye.